Senior defenseman Andy Carroll joins us now. Congratulations on a great weekend, Andy. You're headed back to the Frozen Four for the second consecutive season. Tell us a little bit about your experience in Albany.
Yeah, it was good to be back in the NCAA tournament. Experience in Albany was phenomenal. Couldn't have asked for anything better. The host union and the ECAC were great. Facilities were obviously nice, and to get 2 wins is even better. So yeah, obviously, 2 hard-fought games, and we're moving on.
Great, thanks for that. Kevin Dudley, the Free Press, you have a question for Andy?
Andy, talk about getting to enjoy this experience of going to the Frozen Four under more normal circumstances without COVID-19 being as much at the forefront as it was last year.
Yeah, last year it was a unique scenario throughout the entire year, and I guess kind of everything was new for our program last year. But kind of closed that chapter, and we're heading back for the second year now. But with COVID kind of behind in the rear, it'll be fun. Obviously, Boston's a big town. There's going to be a lot of people in the building. I know a lot of our friends and family are extremely excited to be able to be there and support us every way possible.
Cole Bulow of the MSU Reporter, you have a question for Andy?
Yeah, you guys are going up against a regional Minnesota team in the Frozen Four here as you make it the second straight year. I was wondering, do you know anyone personally on that team, and have you been paying attention to that at all, and how that might change a little bit of the competitive aspect of the game?
Yeah, as a Minnesota kid myself, I've played against a lot of these kids growing up, and yeah, you know what? It's another hockey game. You're gonna approach it the way you approach every game. We're gonna prep the way we always prep. But yeah, it's always exciting playing an in-state rival for sure. Especially when you've seen these kids growing up before, and but yeah, it'll be an exciting time to play the maroon and gold.
Jim Rich, you got a question or two for Andy Carroll?
Sure. Hey, Andy, just about Coach was talking about how the players, the leadership, have kind of taken this upon themselves to push this program to the next level. You've dominated the CCHA/WCHA, but on the national stage, it wasn't there. But this group now has broken through. Can you share any kind of conversations or moments that you may have come across during your time there where the kind of light went on for you guys that, hey, we can play with anybody in the country?
You know what? I'd like to say that it was our group that we maybe broke through, but it was the groups before us that I think really set the stage. You look back at my freshman year, we had the Michaelis, Toomey, Rivera, French. I think that group really set a precedent on what it's like to play Minnesota State hockey. And obviously, their senior year, we had a pretty good team that year, and obviously got cut short due to COVID. So to be where we are now, extremely grateful. As underclassmen, I think that group really helped mature us in a hurry and show us what it's like and what it takes to win hockey games. And I think because of that, we've come a long ways as a senior class, and obviously to be in our second straight Frozen Four. Obviously, it's just kudos to the culture and the way that this program continues to rise.
Kevin, back to you if you have a question.
Andy, you spent a lot of time playing with Benton Moss this year, fifth-year senior, also a Minnesota guy. Maybe talk about what he's brought to the program this year.
Yeah, Master and I think have been together basically every game, and you know what, it's really clicked. We both kind of I don't want to say play the same style, but think the same way. We really communicate well with each other. Obviously, good friends off the ice, and yeah, for him to obviously take a chance on us and come to Minnesota State, we're extremely thankful, and he's been a huge impact on our back end and played in every situation for us. So love playing with him for sure.
Cole Bulow, if you have a question. Jim, you have a final question for Andy here before we throw it back to Kevin?
Yeah, last thing, Andy, just about this team. Is there a feeling when you're in a game that you go, all right, if we do the X, Y, Z, we're in control here? Do you know, is it that kind of a recipe, or is it a feeling, or is it just, you guys put your head down and work every shift and see what happens?
Yeah, I think that there's certain numbers, whether it be shots on net, shots against, possession time, that kind of thing, that statistically when we hit certain numbers we play our best hockey. But coach, our whole group, we use the word ground game quite a bit. We're a team that plays its best when we're playing hard, heavy, and fast. And those are kind of our three words that we stay true. And when we defend the right way, in groups of 5 coming out, that's when that's when we're at our best, is when we're defending in a hurry and get to go play offense. So I guess there's maybe not a specific thing that makes us good. It's just kind of doing all the little things right. But defending is how we play the game, and we work out from our own zone.
Kevin Dudley, one more question if you have one.
Andy, when you look at some of the offenses that are going to be out in Boston, obviously Minnesota, really explosive, Denver, Michigan, really explosive. Does the idea of getting to go head to head with teams that are that good offensively, is that something you kind of look forward to as a defenseman?
It does. I think if you're a competitive athlete whatsoever, you want a chance at the best of anything, to prove yourself. And I think there's 27 other guys in that locker room right now that would love to have that game back in, October against Michigan up in Duluth. Up 2-1 going to the third. I think it kind of dug in a little bit. And that's where the defending part comes in. But yeah, I think we'll be ready for any type of offense that we've thrown at. We've played against some other very good offenses. UMass, obviously, we played against Michigan this year. St. Cloud, teams that can put up goals. But yeah, I think it should be a really good test for us.
All right, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.